Hi guys, Jurassic Junkie here, and I haven't seen you since last year. Welcome to the Friday Night Rant. So yes, got to get that old classic one. I haven't seen you since last year. So I'm going to start off then by saying I hope you all had a great Christmas, great New Year, and with the New Year, everybody normally jumps into the fitness thing, and it's going to be no different for me. So me and Joe are going to be starting our fitness regime in about 3 or 4 days because we've got a lot of food to get through first and lots of chocolate to consume. But before I do, I want to actually start to drink some of the whiskey that I actually got for Christmas. Mainly because I want to get it out of the house before obviously we go for our health kick, but at the same time this is a very special bottle of whiskey. And this is a single barrel Jack Daniels, but what makes it super special is it actually sent in by my #1 fan. And if you can see on there, and if you don't, I'll do a close-up, and it says, "Merry Christmas to Jurassic Junkie." And when I actually mean my #1 fan, I'm actually talking about my mum and dad. So yes, my mum and dad got me this bottle, which is absolutely awesome. Bottoms up. Oh no! To 2014. Oh, that's such a good whiskey. I tell you now, I'm going to miss you when I'm on my health kick. So the first thing I want to talk about then is, as I said, 2014 is upon us, and that actually means we're going to be seeing games for gold on the Xbox One. Now, as we know, PlayStation started off with doing the PlayStation Network, and they got the free games, and then eventually Xbox 360 started doing the same. Granted, the 360 ones was never as good as the PlayStation ones, but they are getting better. Sleeping Dogs is now out there. But the point is, it's a new slate for the generation, so we've got PlayStation versus Xbox, and the announcement is that we're going to be getting our first game within the start of 2014. Now, there's a few different rumours kicking around what this first free game could be, and I'm confused because the thing is, when PlayStation started giving these free games away, it was once the PlayStation obviously established, a few years have passed, so they can get rid of some of the actual older games. But when you actually do it on a brand new console, it's kind of different because obviously do you give away one of your brand new titles that's actually generating your money? So for the Xbox One, I've been trying to work out what it is. Now, a couple of Redditors have actually tried to guess, saying it's going to be Max the Curse of the Brotherhood, or it's going to be something like Peggle, or some have gone to the extreme and say it's going to be something like Rise. Now, I think all of them are absolutely ridiculous because, first of all, you can't give away a great AAA title because within March we're going to see a few new customers coming into the Xbox One because obviously Titanfall is being launched. It's going to sell a few extra units, and if they come in, they're going to buy Titanfall, and they're probably going to buy another game when they go along, so you don't give away one of your AAAs. The other thing you can't do is give away one of your digital titles because I personally believe it would damage the market. Now, for instance, I've purchased Peggle. Now, if Microsoft give Peggle away next month, I'll be absolutely livid because I'll be like, well, what was the point in me buying it? And that would damage me to the point where I won't buy any more digital games. Now, Crimson Dragon's just popped its face up, and I haven't purchased it yet, but if they give away Peggle, for instance, then you won't see me getting Crimson Dragon. I won't buy it because I'll be going, they're probably going to give it away in a month or two. So that rules out the idea of giving us something that we've already just purchased. So that only leaves one thing they could do, is give us a title that's not actually been launched yet. Now, I put my thinking cap on with my mates last night, and we've actually tried to work it down to what it could be. So my personal guess is it's going to be Fable Anniversary. Now, a lot of people may say, well, it's only coming out for the 360, and that's exactly why I think it's definitely coming. Now, Fable is a big franchise ready for Microsoft. They're going to do a high-def remake of the first one and bring it out called the Anniversary, but not bring it to the Xbox One, which is silly, really. I don't understand why I would make it for the 360 but not for the Xbox One, unless your plan was to actually give it away for free. Then to top it off, the game actually should have been out already, and then it got strangely pushed back to February. Again, could be round about when we're going to get it for the Xbox One. And then to top it all off, if you actually go on Fable's website, it says it's now got smart glass integration. Now, smart glass is something that didn't really work well on 360. Now, I thought the actual smart glass worked well, it's just no one actually embraced it. So personally, if I was Lionshead, I wouldn't go through all that time and effort to make smart glass integration for the 360 because it was never really utilised. Unless that's because it's also going on to the Xbox One, which properly utilises smart glass. And the last thing I think it's a good idea as well is because Microsoft's obviously attracted maybe some FPS users. You've got your Titanfall, you've got your Battlefield, you've got your CODs. So some people may not be actually willing to play Fable games. So if you give one away for free, it lets them have a little taster just in line for Fable Legends. So personally, and I do bloody hope that that is going to be a free game because I just think it works really, really well. And could explain why we've not actually seen the Xbox One port version. So moving on then to something that I want to talk about. I wish it really didn't, I wish it never happened, and it is the new hacker group called Derp. And before we go on and actually talk about who these hackers are, I actually just want to point out a hacker is somebody that actually does something. He gets into the system, he gets content, he gets information, or she. But somebody that does a DDoS attack isn't a hacker. It's somebody that's downloaded an application and pressed fire, and it's just done attack at a service and tried to bring it to its knees. So I wouldn't really call the Derp group hackers. I would just call them a bunch of idiots that are just doing DDoS attacks. So anyway, Derp, the hackers, have actually gone and tried to bring down the World of Tanks server, League of Legends, Battlefield.net, EA.com, and also it looks like Steam has been slightly affected. But then to top it off, there was a chap who actually does some live streaming by the name of Phantom Lord, and he was actually playing Dota 2. So that's when Derp decided to go in and bring the Dota 2 servers down and then tweet him to say, "No more Dota for you." Which the user then went on to Club Penguin, and then Derp Group brought down Club Penguin as well. But the annoying thing is, I understand when sometimes people do these DOS attacks or somebody does some hacking, because sometimes it's for a reason or for a cause. But when Phantom Lord turned around and says to the actual Derp Group, "Why are you doing this?" the response was, "For the lulz." Which I just think is stupid, because when you see people that go out there and say Greenpeace tries to take down a whaling boat, and they'll do something absolutely crazy, and it may end up in court and somebody being arrested. But when you ask them, was it all worth it? Because they believe in their cause, they would turn around and go, yes, it was worth it. Now when the police catch these nerdy little bastards, and fingers crossed actually give them a jail sentence, when they turn around and say, was it worth it? They're probably going to say, no, it wasn't. Now the reason I am so bitter about this is because Battlefield, as I've spoken in the past, was broken, and then EA and DICE have actually got it up and working, and it's beautiful at last. And then over the last day or so, once these attacks have actually kicked in, they're doing DDoS attacks against Battlefield, and the servers are now horrendous and I cannot get into games. And the thing that annoys me is they might be doing it to say, ha, we've done this, but at the end of the day, EA's got my money. We've paid for this game. EA are quite happy counting their cash. The people you're affecting are the gamers, and it's just completely stupid. And the thing is, hacking and DDoS attacks happen all the time. But the point is, if you go and take as many games out as you can, you actually off very rich and wealthy companies. And once you actually do this, they'll throw more money to actually find who you are. But there is a silver lining, and that simply is they are just doing DDoS attacks and not actually hacking, so we haven't got to worry about credit card details going out or email addresses or anything like that. They're just trying to cause damage. So the next thing I want to have a little chinwag about is Nintendo. Now Nintendo is just one of them companies that just do so bad, then do so good, then they do bad, good, bad. And I praised them last week, which means I need to moan about them this week. And I know what I'm about to talk about sounds very petty and very small, but the point still stands. Now, as you know, on the actual Wii U, there's got the Miiverse and there's many different communities. So if you're playing a particular game, you can join that game's community, and the same goes for the app. So for instance, if you're using a YouTube app, you can join the YouTube community. Now, YouTube's very own Woodland37 actually decided to join the YouTube community. And when he did so, he actually left a post on there simply saying, "I have a YT channel, I chat gaming, search for Woodland37. So nothing crazy or offensive in that post, but that actually instantly got blocked by Nintendo, and his account got put into a restricted state where he has to now remove this information and then actually contact Nintendo. Now, as I said, I know it's small, but the point still stands. Nintendo need to learn that their console isn't just a child console. Now, I know the rules and regulations saying don't post personal content, because obviously we've heard people have found people, and it's not a very nice thing. But if I go on there and actually put my name, address, sort code and all that stuff, yeah, I'm an idiot. But for somebody saying I do a YouTube channel on a YouTube community, I think it's just a bit excessive. And it just drives home that Nintendo need to take their mum and dad gloves off. Now, I understand their product sometimes looks cutesy and kidsy, but the thing is, a ridiculous amount of adults actually buy into Nintendo. The thing is, adults enjoy Nintendo products, and we actually saw that a few months ago they got rid of the actual swap note simply because one person exposed himself to a child. Now, one person did it, and overnight, a service for millions of people disappeared. Now, if Microsoft and Sony had that mindset, we actually found out back in the Uno days, women used to expose themselves on that grainy webcam on the 360. Microsoft didn't get rid of Uno, you would just block the particular user. And now with PlayStation 4 having Twitch features, people have actually had live sex already on the PlayStation 4. Does that mean Sony are going to turn around and get rid of Twitch? No, it doesn't. It means you find the individuals involved and you block them and make an example of them. My worry is Nintendo are doing these great things, and I think they need to slightly get past this child barrier, especially when it comes to games. I personally think they need to go a bit more gritty and darker with their games and trying to encourage some new blood. But that aside, the point is, adults play these games, don't treat them like children because it annoys the hell out of them. And especially don't block good old Woodland. What's he going to do with your kids? So that brings us lovely from adult content to porn. So yes, a survey has actually come out from a company called Sugar DVD that provide adulty goodness. It's actually been looking at stats to see how many console users are actually watching their content. And the survey shows that 75% of the console users are PlayStation and the other 25 are Xbox One. Which actually gave me a good chuckle for two different reasons. Now, first of all, I'm shocked that there are people out there that still pay for porn. And secondly of all, it instantly started a fanboy war, which is just absolutely amazing. So on one hand, you've got people going, the reason PlayStation people are playing porn more is because they've got no games. And then on the PlayStation side, you're saying the reason that the actual Xbox ones aren't actually playing it is simply because they don't own credit cards yet because they're kids. I just find this is absolutely brilliant news because at the end of the day, as I said, IGN and everyone like that just loves to just wind everybody up, get them hits into the website. And the thing is, the little fall for it every time and a war kicks out no matter what. And touching on this subject, I've had a few people that have actually contacted me and said, you should buy a PC, you should actually be buying PlayStation 4. And the thing is, obviously people buy different things for different reasons. But the point is, I cannot understand why people get annoyed because somebody's gone in a different direction. Now, I love the fact that I've got an Xbox One, and I love that there's PC users out, PlayStation, Wii U, DS, and all the different flavours on the planet. Because it means there's variation and there's competition between each other, which is great and healthy. Now, wouldn't it be a boring world if there was just one console and if everybody's phone should have been an iPhone or it should be a Samsung Galaxy and everybody only drives a Mini? What excitement would you get when you come to going, oh, I'm going to upgrade my phone, which one shall I get? The only one that everyone says you should get. At the end of the day, one console does something better than the other. All of them have the rights and wrong reasons to purchase it, but I think it's great that they are all there. In the past, I've bashed Nintendo, but never would I ever want to see that company go under. Because at the end of the day, they've got some great IPs. And if we lose another one, it means the competition gets that bit smaller. And it gets rid of innovative ideas. If Nintendo would have gone in a few years ago, you would have never seen the Wii Remote, which might have not sparked other things. And it might have actually changed what the PlayStation 4 controller looks like nowadays. So the thing is, more companies trying to compete is always good for you as the consumer. And that's exactly why Sega should make another console. Oh, I bloody wish. So that's me come to the end of the Friday Night Rant. So I'm going to leave you with the question of the week. And that is, if you are a person at home that is actually planning to go to next gen, or even the current gen, and haven't actually yet purchased your console or handheld, what is actually holding you back? Are you waiting for more games to come out? Are you waiting for prices to drop? Are you actually just going to check the waters out to see if the console isn't going to be a flop? So I'm just curious, anyone that's planning to buy, what are you actually wanting to buy and what's holding you back? So after me done and dusted now, guys, I'm going to go and play some Assassin's Creed because, to be fair, I abandoned it for Left 4 Dead. By Left 4 Dead, I mean Dead Rising. Whiskey's kicked in. And I'm actually really enjoying the game now. I can see how much customization you can do with the boats and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pulled me in. I'm going to edit this, get slightly tipsy, eat all the chocolate in the house, and play some pirates. So as always, guys, I hope you all have a great weekend. And thank you very much for watching. Cheers, guys. Bye.